Have you ever felt like the system was rigged? Like, no matter how hard you worked, as long as you followed the system, it wasn't gonna work for you? I got news for you. May have worked for your parents. Didn't work for me, it's definitely not working for the next generation, and it's not gonna work for you. And when you get your hands to show you, you're going to understand why, and then I'm gonna show you what you do about it.
Coming to bed, honey?
Yes, dear.
Now, have you found out how rigged the system is, or is like this video like you and me right now, like are you about to figure it out? All right, so what is the system? So there's this idea that you should go to high school and focus on getting good grades so you can get into a good college, get some piece of paper that says that you're smart and qualified for the world so that you can then get that awesome 9-to-5 job, which is probably gonna be a little bit more like an 8-to-6 job. And then what you're gonna do is you're gonna stuff money in that 401k and get that match. And it's like, if I just do that for like 40 years, then I'm gonna have enough money to retire. The next way the system is rigged is that home prices have skyrocketed and they're no longer affordable. Like, look at this. The median price of a home currently in the United States, $415,000. The median home price back in 2019 was over $100,000 less than that at $297. But if you flash forward to May 2022, it rose to $406,000. That's a 40% increase. By the way, homelessness has increased by 11% only since 2022. So what does all this mean? It means that the prices of real estate is going up, people can't afford it, the market is dead, and yet we're missing 6.5 million homes, so the market's gonna keep going up. Next year, 2024, when they drop rates, you're gonna see likely another $50,000 to $120,000 price increase on that, and guess what? Those prices aren't coming down. There's like no crash for the foreseeable future because of how much real estate we're missing in inventory land. So this whole idea of the American dream being go to college and get good grades, and then with your piece of paper that says you're smart, you can get a job so you can buy a house. And you ain't buying a house. Can you afford a $500,000 house? I don't think so. Then we've got the information on everyone being paycheck to paycheck. Like 62%, literally almost 2/3, 2 out of 3 Americans are living check to check. That means that by the time they earn their next paycheck, guess what they're doing? They've already spent it on whatever their upcoming bills are. The average cost of living in the United States right now is between $2,500 and $3,500 per month, but the average salary nationwide, according to Forbes, is $59,000. So this means that after you've been working your job and you've been putting what little there is in a 401k, or if you're trying to reduce your taxes, you put some in an IRA, there's not exactly a lot of money left over for like fun and play and games, not even investing. Like literally, it's just like sustaining life and staying in this game where it's like, well, I have my car payment, I got my house payment, and I'm doing everything I can just to float. But imagine waking up in 5 or 10 years and being in the exact same situation. That's what paycheck to paycheck means. College tuition and debt. On average, in-state, it's $26,000 a year for tuition. That doesn't cover, by the way, books and the cost of college and all the other things. But since most people take 5 years to go through college, that's over $130,000 in student debt. 55% of students from public 4-year institutions wind up with student debts after college, but less than half of recent graduates, think of this number, 47% have been able to secure a full-time job in a job related to what they studied in college. That means that more than half of the people that pursued a degree for a specific job actually couldn't land it in the first place. So it really begs the question, like, how do you fight it? Like, what do you do about this system? Well, I can tell you that more than half of Gen Zers, 53%, have a side hustle, as well as half of millennials and 40% of Gen Xers. In other words, people are being forced to become entrepreneurial. And by the way, entrepreneurship for Gen X was not popular. For millennials, not popular. Gen Z, they're like, oh, I'm reading the tea leaves, we got a problem. So instead, what they're doing is they're saving their money and they're investing in something to produce a much higher ROI. Now that's what I figured out. When you put your money in a 401k and an IRA in the stock market, they all give you a single-digit return, which is why after 40 years of investing, you only have a small measure of what you need for retirement. What I learned from my mentors when I was in college is that if I could, instead of putting my money there, put it into investment-grade real estate, I could earn 25 or 35% a year on my money. My money would literally grow 27 to 100 times faster compared to a 401k. Do you remember when I talked about college in-state being $26,000 a year? That's to invest in a job that you may not get. But if you invest in real estate, what can happen? That same $26,000, that's enough for a down payment on house hacking a home with 3, 5, 7, or 10%. You buy a home with the down payment, and if you can get that home to grow at 25 or 35% like I do all day long on my last several thousand homes, that's how you're gonna get out of the rat race. Now listen, if you need help getting started, and you don't know how to invest in real estate, and you're like, Kris, dude, bro, sounds good, but what do I do? Like, read a book or two of yours and then go out and do it? Like, I don't think that's enough either, and you know what, for most people, that wouldn't be the smart play. My smart play is I partner with people in business. I partner with people in real estate. Maybe you want to partner with an expert, or maybe you want to go it alone. Either way, let me give you the ultimate investment guide. Let me show you how I invest in real estate. In the very least, just copy my system. Click right here, let me show you how.